So I went to another flea market recently, and I didn't find a whole bunch of PS2 games, but I found a bunch of PS3 games for a really, really good deal. I'm really excited about it. I also bought a handful of honorable mentions of just cool things that I came across and some other games on some other platforms. Let's jump in. I hadn't gone to this flea market a whole bunch, but I went after a while and surprisingly found a bunch of different games across the board. A lot of them not for the prices that I really wanted to pay, but I came across this one stall and this guy was selling some consoles. It wasn't like he didn't only sell video games, but he had some video games lying around, had like a couple consoles on a table. And I noticed in the back on the floor in like the corner, kind of like by where his van was, he had a big stack of PS3 games. And I walked up, took a glance at him. He had some other games on the table nearby that I wasn't really interested in. Saw the PS3 games, and I noticed immediately that these games are at least a little uncommon because I haven't seen them before. When you're collecting for a while, even if you haven't seen a game, you can usually tell if it's pretty uncommon, mostly just because for the fact that you haven't seen it. Also, if the art is a little bit more obscure, a little bit more artful in general of a cover. So I pulled out price charting and was just looking through to see if I maybe owned the games and forgot any of the games, and just to see kind of what the general prices were. And they're all between 10 and 20 bucks, which is relatively solid for PS3 games. When you get to the uncommon rare range, it usually gets between like 15 to like 30. I mean, you know, the sky's the limit, but 15 to like 30 is kind of the range of like more uncommon / inching towards rare games. And all of them are relatively uncommon. I mean, some of them are common, but you'll see when I pull them out. So I asked the guy how much he was selling the games for, and he said about $5 each. And I was like, okay, that's not bad. Some of these games I'd certainly want to buy for $5. But I'm like, I kind of want to just buy a bunch, get a bulk deal, see if I can get a really, see if I can get the price down. After thinking about it for a while, I think he could tell I was thinking for a while about what kind of price I wanted to throw his way. There were about 20 or so games in the stack, and I figured I'd just throw a number out. I figured he wouldn't accept it, and we could maybe haggle a little bit. So I just said, would you do 50 for the stack? And he immediately said, sure, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. Part of me was like, I probably should have offered like 40 now in retrospect, but hindsight's always 20/20. I'm very happy paying 50 for this stack. They're going to have a wonderful place in the collection. Also, I'm totally going to seem like a non-gamer. I haven't played most of these games, but some of them really, really excite me, and I definitely am going to try some of them soon. Okay, without further ado, let's jump in. So I didn't notice at the time, but 3 of the 20 or so PS3 games are Japanese versions, so don't think I can play those on my console. But I realized it after the fact. They still look really cool. I mean, the artwork is, I think, usually a lot better on Japanese versions of games. So I'll go through them first. The first game is Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasma. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, look at that art. It's just so cool and like so detailed. The case is in relatively good condition. Kind of dirty. I love opening a case and you see that there are a couple of like the small inserts. You have like a code that you could use for some online service, I'm sure. The manual's in really, really good condition. And the disc is almost perfect. Some smudges, some light scratches, not horrible. The next one is Under Night in Birth. Again, I've never played this game before, don't know what it's about, but the artwork looks just incredible. The case is in phenomenal condition, not a lot of scuffs or scratches. The manual, again, really good condition too. And the disc, I'd say that's near mint. The next one is the Tales of Vesperia, Tales of 15th Anniversary Collection. I love the collector's PS3 games, or collectors, I mean, I'm sure they've made a lot of them. I love the paper sleeves. It also protects the actual case itself, which I'm a big fan of. I don't know if that's water damage, but there's some warping on the label. What's odd is that the case itself is in really good condition and doesn't show signs of water damage. So I don't know what happened with the label, but a little bit warped. The manual is definitely near mint. Oh, this is okay. It's a pretty beefy manual, which is always exciting to see, especially in a PS3 game. I feel like a lot of PS3 games, that's when they really started to skimp on a lot of the manuals. So it's really exciting to see a really thick manual. The disc is also near mint. Not sure if it was ever taken out of the case. All right, so that's the end of the JP region games. Now we got some US region games. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix. Manual's in pretty good condition. Disc is really, really good. I'm gonna say something that might frustrate a lot of people. I really haven't played any of the Kingdom Hearts games. I know, being a huge PlayStation 2 fan, it feels weird saying it. It feels weird that I haven't really played the Kingdom Hearts games. Obviously, I've seen a lot of my friends play it, and I've picked up the controller every now and then and played it a little bit of it, but I've never sat down and played them. I do want to. I know I always hear they're amazing, and I really do want to try them, but I have limited time these days, so I really got to pick and choose what games I want to play. So it's, you know, an uphill battle, but I do want to sit down and play it at some point. I really, really do. Okay, the next one we got here is BlazBlue Continuum Shift Extend. I got really excited for a moment because on price charting, one of the BlazBlue games, I can't remember exactly which one, I'll put an image right there, is worth, I think, almost $200, like $200 complete in box. So I got really excited for a second, but this is not that one. This is not that one. Manual looks good. The disc looks really, really good as well. It's always really exciting to me opening a lot of PS3 games because unlike PS2, a lot of PS3 discs these days are in really, really good condition. Very few scratches. Of course, there are some with a lot of scratches, but so many PS2 games I come across are just completely wrecked. It kind of, obviously, the further back you go, the more scratched up the discs are. Like the PS1, it's very, very hard to find a really good PS1 disc from what I've seen in terms of scratches. So it's nice to see PS3 games looking so good. The next one is Rocksmith Authentic Guitar Games. So I guess you can actually plug your guitar into this, which seems kind of cool, honestly. But I'm not too sure how that works. Manual looks good, and the disc, near mint. I probably will never try this because I don't know how to play guitar, and there's not really much reason to play it when you do, and I'm sure there's better software these days for that. Anyway, but hey, I got it now, so that's still exciting. The next one, Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. Not much of a manual, honestly. This is what I'm talking about. This manual is not even a manual. It's like a brochure. It's literally just a brochure with some mentions of the warranty, customer support. The disc looks pretty good. There's one scratch you can kind of see by the inner ring, but I don't see any other scratches. The next one is Tales of Xillia. This one's label is definitely warped. I'm guessing water damage. Oh, oh my goodness gracious. Okay, wait, what is that? No. Is that mold? Hang on. Is there actually mold in here? That is so gross. I mean, this whole label is really in bad shape. Okay, well, mold's not fun. Oh, and also, the disc has definitely seen better days. I mean, look at that. What the heck? What's funny though is that, okay, so the back has like a lot of weird moisture marks on it, but not a lot of scratches. So the back, I think once I clean that off, the back will look pretty good, but everything else is just in such bad shape. That makes me sad. The next one, I might mispronounce it, Disgaea D2, A Brighter Darkness. Case is in pretty good shape, so is the manual. And the disc, I believe near mint. I don't see any scratches. I could be wrong. Usually when I look at discs, I take just like a quick glance, so you probably see more scratches than I do at my first glance. The next one is Persona 4. Case is in really good condition. Some scuffs. Again, okay, love this. Love this. Look at this manual. Very beefy. And it's in color, which is always exciting. I'm telling you, at PS3, a lot more manuals were black and white, not very thick. Just kind of a very, very basic, here are the controls. Here's what the game generally is about. Sometimes they don't even do that. But this is cool. I know this game is extremely extensive. I have not played, but maybe I'll give it a shot at some point, but it seems like it's quite long. This is looking pretty good. Okay, of all the games I bought, this one I am the most excited about. I haven't played it, but I definitely am going to play it. It sounds really, really good, and the reviews are really, really good. And it's actually a rare PS3 game, which is always exciting to buy. Alice, Madness Returns. I don't know if this is the manual, but if this is what I'm talking about. Black and white, not much information. You open it up, I'm guessing it's a brochure. Not even a brochure, it's just 2 pages. Okay, so this one leans into the in-game manual, where you can kind of get like an ad hoc manual, I guess. I really, really wish every game had a thick manual, especially these days. Even like a PS4 game, PS5 game, like you don't see a lot of manuals, which is just, it makes me sad. I'm sorry. Is that more mold? I'm fairly certain this is water damage, and I'm fairly certain there's mold. I don't know if you could see it, but really unfortunate, really gross. I'm still excited that I have this, but wow, it's just I don't think I've ever seen mold on a PS3 case before. That's... wow. Thankfully, the disc is super clean. I think there's some small surface scratches, but not crazy. I'm gonna have to get a new case, I think. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the mold, to be honest. I've never encountered mold in a PS3 case, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. The next one that does seem really fun as well, White Knight Chronicles 2. These must have all been water damaged together. I mean, the label on this is like cracked. Very unfortunate. Not cracked, but like crusted. Like it's broken and I don't know how to describe it. Disc is looking pretty good though. The manual is black and white, but at least there is a manual. The next one is the Tales of Symphonia Chronicles. Case is looking pretty good. No manual, unfortunately. And the disc, looking pretty good. The next one, Tales of Graces. Case looking good, feels heavy. There is a manual that actually has color. Wow, this manual is really gorgeous. Really well put together manual. I mean, it looks so gorgeous. This manual looks so good. Love the color. Love the patterns. Really cool. The disc is looking really good. I don't see any scratches. The next game, Resident Evil 6. I do want to give this a shot. I can't remember if this one's considered bad or not. I'm trying to think. Is it 5 that's bad? I don't know. I'm gonna give this a try at some point. Disc is looking pretty good. Unfortunately, the case is a bit of a crack and it won't close up here, but that's all right. Next PS3 game is F1 2010. The case is in really rough condition and the label has some warping as well. I guess it also got water damage with the rest of them. Manual's in really good condition and the disc looking good. This is bad. This is so bad. I mean, look at this. This is so bad. Look at, there's mold. There's still mold. Let me know in the comments. If any of you know how to get rid of mold on PS3 cases, please let me know in the comments. I don't know what to do. It's like, it's on the case and on the label. It looks like, I mean, it looks like someone even spilled coffee or something. I mean, the browning is crazy. Wow. Gross. Really gross. Really gross. Alright, we're shifting away from PS3 games and moving into some PS2 games. I think I got 3 in total. The first one is Sprint Cars Road to Knoxville. Haven't played. Might try it at some point. It seems kind of cool. The whole racing as sprint cars seems pretty cool, but I'm not a huge racing fan. Except for Downhill Domination. I'm a massive Downhill Domination fan now. That's bikes though, it's not cars. The disc looks really good. A couple of small scratches. And the manual looks really pretty. It is black and white though. The next one, MVP 2006. The case is in surprisingly good condition. Manual looks good. I assume this has not been taken out of its case. I think it might have been. The next one makes me sad because it's just a box. Disgaea, Hour of Darkness. No disc, but I do have the manual, which is in pretty good condition. The next two are Wii games. I don't buy a whole lot of Wii games. I do have a small collection, maybe like 30 or so games. But I did get some, which I'm very excited about for really good deals. The first one is Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition. I got each of these for about... I got these for about $6 each, these games. So I know this for $6 is a really good deal. So this has 6 classic Kirby games on it. You can read what they are right there. The manual looks great and the disc is basically perfect. That was the soundtrack. Here's the actual disc. Some smudges, but I don't see many scratches. The next one, Super Mario Bros. Wii. I have played this a little bit, not a whole lot, but I have certainly played this on the Wii. Manual looks great, and the disc is pretty scratched up and got some smudges. Also, I'm not sure what this is. There's like a foil thing on the ring. I think it can be peeled off. I don't know if that was just from the game store selling it or what, but odd. Next we have the one PS1 game I bought, The Game of Life, which, love the board game. Have not played the PS1 version of the game though. The case is falling apart, as a handful of PS1 game cases do after all these years. I'm assuming the disc is scratched up. Yes, but not horrible, but not good either. The next one is a PS4 game. I got this for $2. It's called Carmageddon Max Damage. It just seems fun. I looked up some reviews and they don't seem great, but this seems like a really fun game to pop in with some friends for like 20 minutes. It looks fun at least. No manual. And the disc, looking good, I think. The next PS4 game is Wrestling 2K16. It has the manual, which is not much of a manual, but it does have some color. which is which is exciting. And got some smudges, I think a couple scratches, not crazy. You know, one thing I've been realizing as I collect more and more PS2 and PS3 games especially, is the fact that I really haven't played so many of them. I played so much PS2 as a kid, but I don't think my breadth of games was really that large. So I think it's exciting in one sense to collect, because it allows me to have the opportunity to play more games. And honestly, since I started collecting PS2 games, I've played so many more PS2 games than I ever thought I would ever play as a kid. So it's very special, and probably my favorite thing about collecting PS2 games, aside from thriving off of nostalgia, which I do, admittedly. So I don't know, it's something I've just been thinking about. All right, now we got some honorable mentions. One of them's a game, the other ones aren't. I don't know what this is. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I guess it's just some band. I think my brother said it's like some metal-esque band. Pretty cool art. Maybe I'll give it a listen at some point. The next one is Oddworld on the PC. The only reason I bought it was because this is $1, and I'm just like, it looks interesting. I think I've heard of it, which I know I have, but I've never played. And there goes the disc. For funsies, I'll show the disc. I don't think it matters. I'm not really gonna ever try it, but it looks pretty good. I mean, this just looks cool. Look at that. Look at that. The next, I think, was in the PS3 stack. I don't know for sure. Samurai Jack, the premiere movie. It's sealed, factory sealed. I don't think that makes it worth any more, but there it is. I bought both of these, I think, for $3 each, which is pretty crazy to me. Blu-ray Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series. I already have this, but for $3, I'm like, that's crazy. I can just like give this to somebody. I mean, it's like $20 on Amazon, I think, but for $3, I'm just like, okay, why not? And I also got Harry Potter, the complete 8-film collection. I think this one was actually $2, and Last Airbender was $3, which, I mean, every Harry Potter movie for $2 in the collection disc set. I mean, yes, yeah, I'm gonna buy that. Okay, that's all the games that I got at the flea market, but like in the last videos, I want to give an honorable mention to a game that is hiding in the back, kind of. No, you can see it. You can see it. I'm gonna pull it out. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. My favorite video game I've ever played, by far. It's just, I'm definitely going to make a longer form video about this at some point, just talking about it, because it means so much to me. It's the first Elder Scrolls game I played, and I feel like a lot of people who play Elder Scrolls, their favorite one is usually the one they played first. I put so many hours into this game. I wouldn't be surprised if combined my childhood, like back in the PS3 days and also on PC, I wouldn't be surprised if I put 1,000 hours into it, legitimately. I played so much of this. It's an open world role-playing game. I'm sure most of you know what it is. It has so much character. And what I think separates it from a game like Skyrim, for example, is the fact that it really is just so colorful, more playful. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it also has some serious elements. It has so much character, and it feels very ethereal. It feels very fantasy. It leans into that. And of course, spell creation. I mean, spell creation. Like, why, the fact that they got rid of that in Skyrim is super depressing to think about. So I'm going to stop thinking about it. Anyway, honorable mention, if you have not played Oblivion and you like open world role-playing games, please play it. If you don't like open world role-playing games, or you're not really a big fan of Skyrim, I'd still say give it a shot. It doesn't feel that much like Skyrim, even though it is still a Bethesda game at heart. So if you're not a big Bethesda fan, you might not like it, but just give it a shot. It's something else. Something else. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like the content, leave a like down below, comment, subscribe. It really does help. It means the world to me. I'll see you next time. Thanks.